So today I'm going to be talking to you about Onlinejobs.ph and how you can hire the best virtual assistants from this site and why I recommend this site over Upwork and other sites where you can hire virtual assistants from. So basically, one of the main reasons that I have used Onlinejobs.ph over the other sites is because of the Filipinos' English understanding and how well they can speak it. Both of my virtual assistants that I currently use are very good at English, and even some of the words that they say to me, it's like, whoa, how do you like? There's some words in their vocabulary that I didn't even know, so it's pretty crazy. And the nice thing with this is I'm just gonna go over everything today. So in the top right, I'm not logged in right now, but there's shows what their time is right now. So in the Philippines, 6:19 a.m. and over here it's 2 p.m. So one of the things to keep in mind is that you would be best to keep your virtual assistants working at the times that you're working, because that way if they have any questions you can answer them while you're awake rather than having to wait till the next morning when you're awake after you're sleeping in order to answer their questions. So I definitely recommend setting their schedule when you're awake. So basically, how it works. So for the employer, which we would be, we'll just go over this. So this is the easiest job board to find outsourced staff in the Philippines. There's over 250,000 Filipino resumes, and I've found both of my virtual assistants already had experience in both of the fields that I needed them in. One of them for helping me with my eBay store and fulfilling orders, and the other for helping me with sourcing products from Alibaba to bring to Amazon FBA to source from there and then sell for a profit. So you can check this out and watch this video if you'd like. So basically, how does it work? So you post a job or you search resumes. So you can post the job on the free version and you can search resumes on the free version, but you can't contact the employees or potential employees on the free version. So that's why I recommend signing up to the pro version just for the 1 month until you hire your employees, and then you can not delete your account, but go back down to the free version rather than staying on that and paying the $50 monthly fee or whatever it is. Then step 2 is finding the perfect staff member. So you communicate with them via simple email. It doesn't even need to be that simple because their English is actually very good. Interview them like you would with a normal staff member. So I interviewed both of mine with Skype. I also interviewed several other people that didn't get the position, but I did them all with Skype. Then you find someone who's the perfect fit, offer them a job, negotiate salary. I actually negotiated the salary prior to interviewing them, just so that I knew that their expectations were met with when they were actually going through the interview. That way you don't have to do a ton of interviews first. So that's why I negotiated the salary first, saying this is what I'm willing to pay for these specific tasks, listed those off, and then I said I want you full time for 40 hours a week, and you can work during Monday to Friday, and then during hours that I will be awake or that I will be working at. And then after that, you offer them the job, and you ask them, you say, when can you start? And they'll usually say tomorrow, as this is listed. And then for actually when you hire them, then use a thing called time proof, which is on the onlinejobs.ph site, and that tracks their time, which is super helpful for paying them. And the nice thing is it takes a screenshot every 10 minutes of their screen to make sure that they're actually staying on task. I don't actually even look at my employees that they're staying on task anymore, because for the first couple months I did, and they were never on any other websites or anything other than just focusing on their job. So I don't need to do that anymore, and I feel that I don't need to monitor them like that. And then there's no taxes to pay, which is really nice. And this is what I mentioned earlier. You don't even need to maintain your subscription once you've hired them. So that is a huge, huge bonus that you don't have to keep a paid membership to use the time proof, which is very nice. And so now we're going to check out the pricing structure for online jobs. So this is the free that I kind of have went over. So there's you're allowed 3 job posts. It takes 2 days for the job post to be approved. And you can't view job applications, you can't contact workers, you can't do the background checks, any of this stuff. But the nice thing is you can still use time proof and you can bookmark workers. So you can still bookmark workers before you sign up to the paid version. And then this one is free for life. The second option is the pro option, which gives you 3 job posts. The posts are instantly approved, so you don't have to wait the 2-day waiting period. You can view the applications. You can contact up to 75 workers per month. You can't do the background data checks, which I was on this version, the pro version, and I didn't feel that I needed to because both of the people that I did hire were very trustworthy, and I could tell that just by talking to them. The worker coaching service, you don't get that either, which I didn't feel that I needed because I wanted to train them exactly for a specific task, like for the one who's fulfilling my eBay orders using Pricematic and Smarty Drop. He is trained on both of those things, whereas this worker coaching service is just going to be more general. You can read worker reviews, so see how other people have said they did in the position. You can hire the workers, and you can use time proof and, of course, bookmark workers as the same as the free version. And this one's, sorry, I was mistaken earlier when I said $50, but it's $69 per month, which is actually a pretty good bargain if you're just going to do it for the 1 month or maybe 2 months if you don't find all the employees that you need right away. And then premium version is more for like larger businesses who need quite a few employees for different things. That gives you 10 job posts, and then these are the same. You can contact up to 500 workers per month. You get unlimited background data checks, which if you're hiring a bunch of people, that could be helpful. And then you get access to the worker coaching service, which I've never used, so I'm not too sure about. And you get everything else that's still included in the pro version. So that one's $99 per month, and this is the 100% satisfaction guaranteed. If you are not happy with it, they will give you a full refund as long as you ask for your money back within the 30 days. And that is awesome too. So say you try it for 20 days, for example, and you don't find an employee that's going to work for your business or a virtual assistant, then you contact them, you say, I want my money back because it didn't work out for me, and they send you a full refund. Thankfully, I didn't have to do that because I found helpful employees. So now the time proof. This is something I went over a little earlier. So the workers download the time proof, and then for us employers, we get to see. So this is what the employee will see, and they can click start work when they're ready to start, and that gets them going, and that makes sure that there's the screenshot every 10 minutes as soon as they press that. So yeah, once you actually hire someone, then you invite them, then they download it and they log in and start working. And like I said, the time and screenshots are automatically loaded into your Onlinejobs.ph account, so both the employer and the worker sleep better having proof of the work that's being done. So yeah, it gives more accountability for, like I said, I don't look at the screenshots anymore, but I still check the hours worked for when I'm paying them, so that I can pay them for the correct amount of time that they worked if they went over the 80 hours per week. And so yeah, now we're going to talk about actually posting a job. Okay, so I guess it's going to make me sign in, but for when you're posting a job, make sure you give a description that is going to be exactly what you're going to require of them. I mean, say you need someone, for example, because we talk a lot about Pricematic on this channel, say you want someone who has experience with Pricematic and you want them to be able to use the bulk lister on Pricematic to list products for you. This is just an example. So then you could put that into a job posting and indicate to them that you want them to list products for you and find profitable products and get as many products up as possible, or whatever you want to put in there. And then you can also put what pay you want to pay them in Filipino pesos or in US dollars, depending on what you prefer. And then for searching resumes, we will type in Pricematic. This is just for an example, but since we talk about that a lot on this channel, I'm assuming a lot of you guys would probably want someone who has experience with Pricematic, and that's why we will look this up for this sort of tutorial about online jobs and why I think that this is the best site to hire employees on. And so let's just see. So basically there's 8 job seekers who somehow have Pricematic in their profile at some point. So let's just go and have a quick look. So I think I've said this in the video before, but I like to preferably keep the ID proof above 80. So let's see, there's 1, 2, 3, 4. So four out of the 8 are above 80. So let's just see, view profile. So this person is currently actually hired full-time. So they probably wouldn't be the best person to hire unless you're able to offer them more than what they currently have. But as you can see, expertise with Pricematic, SKUGrid, all these programs. And now some people will just say this in their profile, okay, I have experience with it, but not actually have experience with it. So make sure when you are interviewing them that you ask these questions and ask competency questions about Pricematic or whichever program you want them to use itself, because say you ask them, well, have you had any experience with using the bulk lister, and how do you personally bulk list products, and they can't answer that question, then they're clearly lying on their resume or their skill summary, and you don't want to hire someone like that. Let's go back, check out another person. But yeah, I definitely like looking into people, and then it shows what their expected salary is and whether or not they're Facebook verified. So if they have a Facebook profile that matches their profile on here. This other person, ID proof of 84, which is good. You can check their IQ test and see the screenshot of that. There's actually a lot of very smart people on here. Let's see if we see anything about Pricematic. Pricematic manual listing. So this person actually indicated that they've had experience with the Pricematic manual listing, so they at least understand the Pricematic format and how the program works, but they probably haven't done any bulk listing, which would be something you'd need to teach them with. But if they already have competency with Pricematic itself and they're being honest on this about actually just having manual listing experience, then that could be a great person to hire. Let's check the other ones. The other 2 that said, and then I'll give you my recommendation of who I would hire out of these 4 people. So 89, virtual assistant for eBay and Amazon, a little higher IQ score than the last person. Let's see if they have anything with Pricematic. Tools, know how to use Pricematic, DSM tool, Pricematic. Okay, so that's great. Like I said before, you'd want to check that they actually have competency with it, but so far so good. Marketing head, virtual assistant, data encoder, researcher. So that is good. And like if you wanted to contact this person, then you would click contact, or you can bookmark them and then look for other things and then go through your bookmarked employees at the end. And then the other one who was above 80 is creating listing. So little lower IQ score, but still very good. Where does it say Pricematic? Listing of product using Pricematic software. So basically that's good. You would want to interview maybe 2 out of the 4 who you would think would be a great candidate. And for me, my recommendation, if I was going to hire one of these 4 people for strictly for using Pricematic to list on eBay, I would probably go with the person with the highest ID proof, the highest IQ score, and the experience with Pricematic. So I would probably go with this person here. Something to keep in mind is they look for quite a bit more money than the other people. 15,000 to 20,000 Filipino pesos per month, which translates to 291 to 388 US dollars. But she only has availability to work 10 hours per week, so she's looking at like $7 to $10 an hour. So actually, I take that back, and I would probably lean more to someone who's around the $3 to $4 range US. And for me, I look for someone who can work 40 hours a week. So I probably wouldn't even go with this person. Let's see. This person's available for 20 hours. No, sorry, 40 hours per week. Okay, so I would definitely interview her and make sure that she has the expertise with Pricematic, but she's willing to work for between $1.82 and $2.42 US per hour, and she says she has lots of experience. So out of the 4, I would definitely interview her and 40 hours per week, $2 to $3, and her, because the other ones are asking for too much money for a virtual assistant when there's definitely virtual assistants that you can find from the Philippines for cheaper with the same or more experience. So that's just my take on it. You can look for any keyword that you want, and you can also filter within the Filipino pesos monthly salary between. And then you can also say, like, if you want the ID proof, which is this here, which measures how likely they are to be an actual person. I would say greater than 70 minimum, and last active. I don't really click onto that, but I usually like either with picture or with government ID, one of those two, to make sure that they're the person they say they are. And then when you are doing the Skype interview, make sure that they have video so that you can actually verify that it's them. So yeah, this is my overview on online jobs and why I think it's definitely the best place to hire a virtual assistant or any worker that's going to work from the Philippines for you. There's like 250,000 different resumes on here with tons of different skills. Like you can find WordPress expert, social media, design, programming, SEO, and then if you scroll down on the main page, they will give you some of the best workers that they currently have. So that this is people who they've outlined as being some of the top employees on their site. So you can scroll down through this and see out of these 6 people if any of them would meet the skills and skill set that you require, then you can go with them. And this shows kind of the average rate of what you have to pay people, or what they on average pay per month in US dollars. So you can get like like web programmers or computer programmers, web designers, for very reasonable rates in comparison to if you're paying someone where you're from. So anyways, I thank you for watching this video, and please feel free to subscribe. I will also put a link in the description below to get signed up for free on Onlinejobs.ph, and so you can hire your own virtual assistant. Yeah, thanks for watching, and please subscribe to my channel.